This right here is Car Con Carne. Everything good?
I hope.
Okay.
I damn it. There we go. I'm not going to touch
Leave it to Matt.
What's the matter?
No, I moved the clamp. Now I need duct tape, too.
All right, be careful with the clamps.
Dr.
Darrell Wilson, a friend who is on the brand new compilation we're going to talk about with the Bollweevils. Dr. Darrell Wilson, last time he was in this car, he broke one of those clamps.
I saw that.
He tried to move it, and he's like, "Are these expensive?" I'm like, $50. So be careful. Please. This is Car Con Carne. I'm James Van Ostel. This episode is sponsored by Alex Ross Art. Alex Ross is arguably, verifiably, one of the greatest artists in the history of comics and graphic novels. His photorealistic work, his paintings are untouched, unparalleled. They're phenomenal. And if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con, ground zero for all things pop culture and comics in San Diego in the month of July, Alex Ross Art will be there, booth 2415. And anytime Alex Ross Art is at a con, it's a big deal. It's a must visit. It's a must stop by. Get the phone out. Take some pictures. AlexRossArt.com at the San Diego Comic-Con. Or, of course, you can visit Alex Ross Art 24/7, AlexRossArt.com.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Ostel.
Now I want to go to San Diego and go to Comic-Con. Damn it.
I always want to go to San Diego.
That's the best Comic-Con in the country.
Well, yeah, it's the big one for sure. And I was in San Diego for work in September. The thing about San Diego, it's supernaturally, the weather is supernatural. It's the same weather every day. It is Groundhog Day. Every day it's 75 degrees and sunny. There are no clouds. That's just the way it is. And then at night, it's hoodie weather, and it's perfect hoodie weather. It doesn't change. It's unnatural. It doesn't make sense. It's awesome, but it's weird at the same time. For us in the Midwest, I mean, today we're recording this on Sunday the 25th. We went through at least 3 of the 4 seasons today. We for sure went through summer. We went through spring, and right now it's fall as we're recording.
Only in Chicago.
So this, when I think about San Diego, it's very different from what we experience here. So I've got a full car. I've got a stacked lineup for this particular episode 851 or 851 if you want to keep it local. In the back seat, but let's start with the front seat. In the front seat, I have Curt of the Usuals.
Hey there.
Curt, who, along with Pat in the back seat, put together Godspeed, a tribute to Pierre Kezdy of Naked Raygun fame, Pegboy, really an iconic person in the history of punk rock, certainly in the history of Chicago punk rock. July 28th, 2023, digitally and on vinyl, Godspeed, a tribute to Pierre, comes out. It'll be widely available. 100% of the profits will go to Pierre's family. We'll talk about that. We'll talk more to you guys in a second. Also in the backseat, this is a returning guest. This is very exciting. He's getting all fired up here. It's Matt Habib. He is the owner of the recently opened, the brand new Rogue's Corner in Elgin, which we're sitting outside of, 109 East Highland in Elgin. It is a steampunk-themed pizzeria, all kinds of pizza. And we're going to be served pizza as we're sitting here talking about Naked Raygun and this compilation. I cannot wait to talk about your place. I cannot wait to eat your food. Because I know you from Legit Dogs Nice.
Yes.
Which we did an episode around, and the food there was ridiculously great.
Well, thank you very much. And, I always like to set the bar low because you don't know what's going to happen. For all I know, we're going to be sitting out here, and there's going to be a fire. And it's going to make for a great podcast.
And as we're recording this, I'm pretty sure your restaurant is the only place open downtown on a Sunday night.
That I don't know, but I can tell you we certainly are the only steampunk place in, at the very least, the city, if not Kane County. I can't think of anything that's open like this. So maybe I just like the word punk. I don't know.
I think we all like the word punk. I think these guys right here like the word punk.
For sure.
Really.
All right, so let's get right into it. Godspeed, a tribute to Pierre Kezdy. 100% of the profits go to Pierre's family. Who was Pierre, for those who don't know?
Well, Pierre was as most people probably mainly know him, the bass player for Naked Raygun, which is, Chicago, to me, Chicago's iconic punk rock band for sure. He was in other bands as well, but for me, I mainly know him as Naked Raygun's bass player.
And so he passed a few years ago.
He did.
And you made the decision this year to do this.
It was last year, early last year, if not the end of the year prior. Right, Pat?
20, really.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it. And, just as things, proceeded through COVID and, me and Pat, we actually have a business together, so we're business partners too, and we had some time on our hands, and we built a studio, and we were doing some things and talked about starting a record label. And then, with passing of Pierre, just thought about doing a comp record, for a benefit, and wanted to make it a really, as badass as we could, basically. Raise a bunch of money and donate it to his family. So finally came to fruition, and it's right around the corner.
Let me ask this up front, because this is a question people will ask. All the money goes to his family. What does that money go toward?
Basically, it's going just directly to Heather and the kids, to help them however they need it and to see fit. Mortgage payments or bills, general living, just a small token, hopefully, of what we can help contribute with in his absence to help his family go on.
So again, July 28th is when this comp comes out. It'll be on digital, of course, on vinyl, which I'm thank you for doing that.
Yep.
I want to talk about the bands, the artists who agreed to participate, which it's a Naked Raygun tribute. Who wouldn't want to participate? But your bands, you're both in bands, and both of you contributed. So let's start there, since I have two musicians in the car.
Okay.
Let's start with the usuals.
We chose Soldier's Requiem. It's a song that we actually have performed live a couple times, and Jeff sang with us.
Jeff Pizzotti of Naked Raygun.
Yep, Jeff Pizzotti of Naked Raygun. Sang it live with us at a show, and actually at a party that he came to once as well. So we just thought that was a fitting song. Plus, it's collectively it's one of our favorite songs of my band members. So we just felt that was a good one to do, and we picked that.
Let's talk about Great Trash Aliens.
Okay. So we picked Fever Island, and we like hooks, right? So Fever Island was like a really hooky song to us, and it's a really cool tune, and it's one of those things like that was the first song I ever heard. Got together with the band, and we had 2 or 3 songs that we wanted to do, and then we decided on this one. So
well, let's dig a little deeper into what Raygun means to you guys. I mean, you've covered them. Like, what was your first exposure? Like, Curt, when did you first discover the band?
In '88, I saw them at a Cubby Bear show, one of the earlier all-age ones. I was in high school, and a friend of mine was like, hey, let's go check out this band. I've been to some local shows here in Elgin, Number One Soul, and some of the older places like that aren't around had shows, but I'd never really been to a big show. And a friend of mine was like, hey, let's go to this show. I got tickets, and we went there. His sister dropped us off, and I was blown away. It was amazing. I don't know how else to describe it. I was just hooked. Instant Raygun fan, and always been a fan ever since. I mean, it actually, after seeing Jeff sing and hearing the band and just seeing the way they were on stage with each other and all that, I wanted to be in a band. And shortly after that, I started a band, and there we go. They've been a big, huge inspiration to me my whole life. So.
Pat, was it the same for you? Like, did you hear Raygun, Naked Raygun, and decide I want to start a band?
So it was. I've been in 3 or 4 different bands since '98. So heard Raygun back in the day. Like I said, Fever Island was a song that I had heard first back in '91, and dating myself, but that's when I graduated high school. But, it was kind of like one of those things where it's like they're a staple in Chicago, right? And it's kind of like, how do I describe it? Again, I'm going to go back to the hooks, right? Because I like hooks. I'm a hooky guy, and that's my thing. And it was always, every song always had some kind of a cool hook in it. And that's what speaks to me when I listen to music. Everybody's got their thing of what speaks to them. Hooks are my thing. So, but they've always been a staple, and that was kind of like, hey, this is what you want to try to do or become. And so I've always tried to put hooks in my music, if that makes sense. So,
Matt Habib of Rogue's Corner.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you a Raygun fan? I mean, you're here as the restaurateur playing host to us today.
I have had the honor to be able to tell Jeff that, honest to God, this band has literally saved my life.
Saved your life.
Oh, yeah. So I came from a very musically inclined family, but it was at that weird time where, you had like, oh God, I don't know. You had like Madonna and Boy George, and you had Tears for Fears, right? And, Wang Chung on the radio constantly. But then I had my brother who, was in that, heavy metal, thrash metal band, and I was like, I didn't really fit into Metallica. I didn't really fit into whatever was, whatever this pop was playing on radio. And then, honestly, so ironically enough, the first album that I heard by them was Raygun, Naked Raygun. And I heard it, and it was just like, oh, I'm home, and there's, I worked my way back through their catalog and was just absolutely, went back to, Jesus just went back through everything. And even now, I always call it, oh man, what is that? It's the album with Treason on there. And it's I always call it Treason, but it's not Treason. What is
Understand.
Understand, right. And even at Legit, I had that big poster of that dude, because that was, and to this day, one of these days I'm gonna get that tattoo. I'm gonna get that tattoo when I find somebody who is can handle that thing.
One of the things that really excited me about Raygun when I first heard them was, wow, they're a great band, but holy shit, these guys are from Chicago. Like, there's a sense of like civic pride, like proprietary
Right.
ownership. Like,
Right.
That's our band.
Yep.
And they're that.
Just distinct sound, so distinct, and just that perfect balance. Like, so lyrically, right? Just even, it's like just that perfect. Like, I'm a chef, right? Just that perfect amount of angst and anger, but still tongue in cheek.
Curt and Pat, listening to Matt talk, I mean, that's the level of enthusiasm for this band.
That's a perfect example of a Raygun fan above and beyond, right?
Yeah, perfect example of someone who would love to hear
Absolutely.
this compilation you put together. Like, it's probably decades overdue, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think how many decades they span.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
So let's talk a little bit about it, because looking at this list of artists, you have Pegboy doing Vanilla Blue, the Methadones doing Surf Combat, which is, I'm sure, going to be a blistering, whatever it is, 75 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every song on this thing is really awesome.
Everybody did a real good job.
Face to Face is on this.
Yep.
Bollweevils, who we just mentioned. Josh Caterer of the aforementioned Smoking Popes is on this. The Brokedowns, former Car Con Carne guest. Swinging Utters, J. Robbins is on this.
Yep.
That's
Hot
the
Water
single
Music.
that was released first.
J. Robbins doing Got Hurt. Hot Water Music doing Wonder Beer.
Yep.
I mean, this is a great compilation. I mean, you got some A-listers. Death in Memphis doing the song Treason, which we previously mentioned. Which, it's probably one of their biggest songs, but still as good as it gets.
Yeah. Yep.
From the Understand album. How did you track? This doesn't seem like an easy thing to put together.
No. Hence the time it took.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a lot of contacts. I had help with a few of the contacts for some of these bands. Some of them are contacts that I had. It's a lot of emails, reaching out, is this something you think you could do? Would you have time to do that in between touring to get a song recorded? All kinds of stuff. So we pushed it a couple times. I tried to set we tried to set a deadline to have songs submitted, but it's like
That didn't work.
a few times it didn't work. But I didn't want to tell some of those A-listers like that you didn't make it, sorry.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
We'll wait for you.
kind of pushed it along, but
Yeah.
for the most part, everybody that I had asked was in, and there was a couple other bands that really wanted to, but for whatever reasons couldn't.
There's enough
I
songs
guess we won't
for
get into
everyone.
that, but
Yeah.
there was
They were busy. They were too
yeah,
busy.
but either way, this whole record is a labor of love. I mean, I hate to use those words and sound cliche, but nobody could even understand, other than my wife, the hours that I have spent on
Sure.
phone calls, emails, texting, Sunday nights, at the dinner table, like just all kinds of things, where it's like, oh, I just got a text from Chris Weller. I can't, not texting back. Sorry, dear.
I'm sure.
And it's like, so it's like, stuff like that. But really happy about how it came together. Of course, the vinyl printing, pressing is taking a little bit of time here, but we're finally around that corner. We wanted to wait to even announce it and do any kind of pre-order till it was almost to us, because one thing we didn't want to do, and I'm not knocking anyone that does this kind of thing, but we didn't want to do a pre-order and have the record come out in a year. You know what I mean? I mean, we thought about it. We had the bands, we had everything, but it's like, let's just wait, till it's like on its way to us. Yep. So we've been sitting on it, and here we are.
I guess.
To be,
Here we go.
Here comes pizza.
I hope this is etiquette.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
we'll
here we
need
go.
that.
Kurt wants a fork.
Here.
Oh, they just should.
Sure.
Can you say hi?
Oh, hi everybody.
Hello.
Don't mind me.
This is
That's my beautiful wife.
that's
Jennifer.
Matt's wife.
Stroke car hops happening.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Hey.
We've got this.
Do we each have pieces?
Right.
Thank you so much.
There's one more coming.
How's that possible?
Oh, shit.
Child labor.
How is that possible?
getting
I'm sorry.
from jalapeno shopping.
Oh.
Matt's got his kids working in the back.
Yeah, if I would have known that I could have had free labor like this, I would have had more kids.
Currently, the jalapeno oil is burning.
I told him not to touch his eyes.
He didn't, or all of that.
And wash him before you go to the bathroom.
Can I bring a signature Italian soda as well? But
It's not
alcohol-free?
my gig. Talk
Okay, I
to
just
the
will.
boss here.
Yeah.
Sure. That'd be lovely. Thank you. She is so
But-
nice.
She's all right.
I'm gonna
She's
put
got
the
a
plates right
horrible
here on
choice
the
in men,
armrest
though.
All right, all
for
right.
you fellas.
Horrible choice in men.
Yes. Oh, look, there's my son.
My God, it really is a family affair.
It really is.
I'm
It's
going to
free
set
labor.
this one here.
Hey, make
Hello.
sure you wash your hands before you go to the bathroom.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
We appreciate you. All
Been there.
Thanks, Gabe.
right, so now I'm just going to hold these for the rest of the podcast. I'm holding 2 plates. This is it.
Hey, I'll hold one. You want me to hold one?
I
Should
would-
we
I love
let Matt tell us what they are?
That's where I was going
Matt.
next.
there we go.
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
Sorry.
We're going to start from...
Let's start
Pat.
with what's right here, because I've got
So-
the
oh,
there
camera
we
right
go.
here.
I lied.
Who's first? Okay, James.
All right, so I have no idea what that is.
Oh,
that
looks
is.
like-
It looks like beef and jardinera,
That
perhaps?
is called that is called the pipe and wrench. That is homemade Italian beef that we do. We do dry brine it for a couple of days. Homemade jardinera, homemade Italian beef.
Homemade jardinera.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everything's fresh, my friend.
I love it.
I mean, we do everything we can from scratch. Italian sausage, and our homemade pizza sauce.
Well, I have bad news for the rest of you. You're not getting any of this. What
This
does Kurt
one.
have?
All right, this is called the Massa at Arms. It is barbacoa pizza.
Ooh.
So it is barbacoa brisket, and then it has a barbacoa sauce instead of pizza sauce.
Oh.
It has corn, it has black beans, then it has a chipotle and red bell pepper aioli, along
Damn.
with cilantro. Who knew on a pizza? I
That
knew.
looks masterful.
That one's a spicy one, so I like
Spicier than the one with the Jardiniere?
Yes. So the Jardiniere, I do not make super spicy. If you want to add red pepper flakes, you go for it.
What are we looking at here?
All right, here we have the Elizabeth Songbird. This is caramelized apple, caramelized pear, caramelized onions, along with goat cheese, fig balsamic, honey, and arugula.
Damn.
It's a vegetable.
Damn.
And then last but not least, this is called the jury rig. All right, here we go. This is the winter one that we're doing in July for some reason, or June. This is macaroni and cheese.
No.
Homemade macaroni and cheese with sloppy Joe.
Yes.
Oh, fucking A.
Yeah.
Oh, can I swear on this thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the FFA
Yeah.
or FCC. And then
Did you say the FAA?
yeah, FFA.
Come fly with me.
So, all right. So we have sloppy Joe, homemade mac and cheese, homemade sloppy Joe, our pizza sauce, mozzarella, and then Parmesan.
Damn.
Yeah. So there's nothing healthy here, boys.
Nothing. That's why we come
I got
here.
one of them.
I am late to life on the whole Italian
Could I
beef on
hand you
pizza.
this one?
Wait, you got it? Okay. I'm sorry. What was that?
I am late to life in discovering how great Italian beef is on pizza.
Oh yeah, me too. Oh, dude, listen, don't feel bad. I've never had it on a pizza once until we made it, and I thought I was like reinventing the wheel. And they were like, "Dude, this is like pretty much a staple." However, where we do reinvent, I'm pretty sure I have cheese just hanging off of my face right now.
Oh, yeah.
cheese.
No, not yet.
All right.
Not yet.
That's why people watch.
So
Yeah.
I'm not shy. So, but the thing that we do different is the fact that we actually make the Italian beef. We make the Jardiniere. We make the sausage and everything from scratch.
This is delicious. This is
you.
legitimately delicious.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
All right.
can I say something about Curt really quick?
Oh, no.
About the whole no, it's okay.
Oh, no.
Because you were asking him about how hard was it to put this album together and get all these guys together. So one thing that I've learned from Curt, and this is why he's a friend, and this is why I love partnering with him when we do shows. Like, Curt's a fan, like, first and
Right.
foremost, right? So it's not just some promoter going out there, and it's these bands, right? They know him because he's a fan, right? And that's even more of a testament to this album too, and to the legacy of the band and to Pierre, right? It's not just about the money, right, that the family will get, what have you. It's about legacy. How many people can say that there is a album made by all of these great bands that is just celebrating the life and legacy and times that is Naked Raygun and band members? So
I agree. I
Well
think
said,
we're all here
man.
because we're fans.
right.
We are in the music business or music business adjacent because we love music. I never knew Pierre. I mean, I met him, but I never knew him. What do you think he would say to this effort?
I think he'd be grateful. I've met him several times in social settings, hung out with him a little bit here and there. A few years back, Pat and I actually did some work on their house, and got to know him way more on a personal level, I think, rather than just in the social setting. And that may have even been the first time you've ever met
That's
him,
the
right?
first time I met Pierre. Yep.
But I had met him before, at shows and social settings, like I said, but there at his house, it was definitely more on a personal level, and I just realized he was a much cooler dude than I even thought he was. And I think, I know he cared a lot, for his family. Most of us do, obviously. But, I mean, I think, as humbled as he may have to be if he knew we were doing something like this, I think he'd be okay with it, I guess, I'd like to think he'd be okay with it. I would like to think that he, you know, I don't want to think he wouldn't be,
Right.
for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say.
July 28th is the date where it comes out on digital and vinyl.
Yep.
And people can pre-order now. Where can people pre-order this?
They can pre-order at bigminnowrecords.bigcartel.com.
Okay.
We have the vinyl record there. Now, let me throw this in there too, because I know it's a little. We have it at $45. Okay, it's on the higher end for a record, but keep in mind, aside from the whole this is a benefit and donation thing, this is a 180 gram vinyl. It's got, you know, we went with the premium upgraded sleeve, upgraded inks. I mean, this is a primo record, so it's not like just some, you know, 120 gram flimsy BS black and white album, you know. I mean, there's a, you know, a lot of money went into making a very nice record for a well-deserving band and people.
It's
and
not
fans.
cheap. It's not cheap to do a half-ass job.
No,
with a record, but to do it, if you're going full-ass, it costs a lot of money.
right. So
And this is
But
a
why go
full-ass
half-ass?
project.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
really is. I mean, that's that, and you know, when me and Pat were talking about it, you know, it's like, okay, we can do this, you know, for this much, or, you know, if we spend, you know, this much, it's just going to be that much nicer, and now's the time to do that, right? Because it's like, it's, you know, you got to make these decisions. So
So again, that's the album that's coming out, and it's the Naked Raygun tribute compilation, Godspeed, a tribute to Pierre Kezdy. July 28th is when you can have it on digital and vinyl. As we're recording this, we are outside Rogue's Corner, 109 East Highland Avenue in Elgin. Matt Habib, the owner, is in the back seat. I just tried the pipe and wrench, the Italian beef sausage giardiniera. It was awesome. I could go. That could be the only thing I eat, and I'd be fine with that. But I'm dying to eat this, like, middle school lunch gone awry.
Lunch lady special.
Once again, only in the Midwest. would
Only
we
in the
do
Midwest
this.
could you have mac and cheese and sloppy Joe on the same goddamn pizza.
in 50-degree weather in the middle of June.
Here we go. And now I'm going to spill this all over myself on camera. That is wrong.
It is wrong, but it's so right.
That's absolutely wrong.
everything. So we've actually been here a few times. Everything I've had from here is really freaking good.
I paid him to say that.
And he has no.
You left
come
me
on,
one.
I
Tell him about the 1 star you left me.
Well, that was a joke. No, I'm kidding. I didn't leave him a 1 star. He actually has sandwiches and stuff too. All that's homemade as well. And like the meatball sandwich. I mean, oh man, it's so freaking good. Matt, your balls are good.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we've had a few different pizzas and some of the sandwiches. Definitely some good food for sure.
The homemade Italian beef for homemade Italian beef sandwiches, dude. So, giddy up.
Well, as we're recording this, there's a lot of social media outrage about a New York Times recipe. Did you see that? That got published for Italian beef.
Oh, I saw something about that.
Based on the success of the bear. They showed a picture of the sandwich. It's basically like a pot roast sandwich. It doesn't look a thing like a Chicago beef.
No, it's not.
All right, boys, what do you think of the pizzas?
Amazing.
Amazing
I mean,
as always.
Let me try this one.
I actually haven't had that Italian beef one before. It's one I wanted to try, and it's definitely good. So I'm glad we ordered one to go.
Here's a
bring
little
home.
here's a little behind the scenes for Curdy Bear here. Curdy Bear is a real picky eater. This one, he is really picky. And let me
Is
tell
that
you,
true?
so
A little bit. Yeah.
when he likes something, oh my God, I'm giddy like you wouldn't believe. Like, oh my God, I found something.
Like,
that he
you've made a
actually
breakthrough.
likes. Yes, right. we finally have evolved beyond chicken fingers.
All right, and Matt, what was
Come
the
on,
one? What was the one you wanted me to try? Was it
Oh,
the
the
goat
Elizabeth
cheese?
Songbird. This is by far our best seller. If you can, so this one's light. So again,
This is the one with the apple and the.
Yes, the caramelized apple
And the goat cheese.
caramelized pears. Yeah, goat.
Wait,
cheese.
are you guys afraid of eating the apple and the goat cheese?
Didn't you try this?
I
Come on,
had
Kurt.
that one before.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, it was
1 star. It turns
This is
sweet.
delicious. The sweetness on this. is right on.
Yeah, everybody likes that one.
I'm
And
honestly
it's
surprised.
Neapolitan crust. Some of these are on regular Chicago crust, and that one's a Neapolitan crust. It is a more traditional high gluten 00 flour that.
It's more crackery.
Yes. Well, maybe. I guess that's a good way to say it. That one.
For a layman who doesn't work in the kitchen,
Yeah,
it's more crackery.
That one lays confusion because everybody was like, well, but a cracker crust is supposed to be a Chicago pizza. You are correct. However, crunchy and a little bit more pull with that gluten.
I'm honestly surprised this is your best seller. It seems like it would be more like esoteric on the menu.
Yeah, none of this makes sense to me.
All right, so to recap. Oh, by the way, the Italian sodas are really good too.
Those are all my wife. So, and I also want to say that, first of all, once again, I want to say my wife has got horrible taste in men. She is great she does not need to be here with this little journey with me. She has her own far more successful business. But the steampunk idea was 100% her idea. And I am just saying that for disclaimer purposes. So if we ever end up in court, I can say, Your Honor, I always did give credit where credit was due.
I don't want this podcast being used as evidence.
This is the only reason I'm here. So that and the fact that I'll just say right now, she can have the kids. It's fine.
Jesus.
Yeah. I love them. I'm just saying I don't want to take care of them. So we have.
Unless they're working in the kitchen.
Am I editing this?
So she did a great job with the cocktails in the front of the house, and she really did. She really was the linchpin of the concept of, it was like, how do we bring steampunk in with this Victorian style? Because again, this building is from 1880.
That's so cool.
How do you bring this Victorian style, not a straight angle in this place, right? And evolve it into the modern day? And it was like, she's like, steampunk, right? It still retains that historical feel, but we can have a little fun with modernizing it. And man, was she not wrong. I love that woman. Smart as a whip, that one. But still, horrible taste.
And again, the restaurant is Rogue's Corner, 109 East Highland. Back to the album. This is just... I'm going to read the artist one more time on Godspeed, a tribute to Pierre Kezdy.
So great. It's lightning in a bottle, my friend. Lightning in a bottle.
Hot Water Music, The Usuals, J. Robbins, Pegboy, Swingin' Utters, Death in Memphis, The Methadones, Face to Face, Grey Trash Aliens, The Bollweevils, The Turtles, that's Turtles with a D, Josh Caterer, Stress Dreams, and The Brokedowns. That's an album, my friends.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You did it. All right, July 28th is when it's Streets, when it drops.
Yep.
Digital and vinyl on July 28th. 100% of the profits go to Pierre's family. I know this is no small effort on your part. Congratulations on getting it to the finish line.
Thank you.
That's got to feel pretty great.
Yes.
And Matt, thank you for the food and the deliciousness. Again, we're in Elgin. This is a fantastic place to stop. It's mere minutes from 90. Easy to get to.
1 block from the train station. Don't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, that's helpful.
But yeah, because people need to come out from the city to check out a really cool restaurant.
Free parking at the huge parking lot across the
If you
street.
drive.
How far are we from the riverboat?
Minutes.
Minutes.
Close enough to
I
stumble.
can see the riverboat
Yeah,
stacks.
close enough to stumble.
Well, guys, thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
This was awesome.
Yep. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for helping us out, James. Appreciate it, man.